Hey there. Welcome back to Reddit Views, the best channel for cheating stories. Like and subscribe to the channel for more spicy stories and drop a comment for a chance to have your comment featured. Now, let's get into today's story video.
I was depressed and she cheated. I'll give you the TLDR version. I've been with my partner for a year and a half. At first, everything seems to be going swimmingly. I was a trophy boyfriend when we first met, A+ dates, made her giggle, the entire 9 yards. She was a fantastic girlfriend. We had incredible chemistry and things were perfect for about 6 months. I'd like to mention that she has a 7-year-old son that I adore. After 6 months, the honeymoon period faded, but everything remained regular, with the exception of a few disagreements here and there. After 8 months, she finds a new job, which causes some pressure in the relationship but nothing too serious. As a result, I've been terribly depressed for the last 8 months. I had no feelings, no emotions, I was a robot. I didn't want to confess anything was wrong to her or myself, but we both knew. Then it worsened, and I had suicidal thoughts as well as waves of grief. The grief had become terrible, so I eventually listened to her and received assistance when she pushed me. I started taking medications, and they took away my depression. I was no longer depressed. But I still didn't feel anything. I felt depleted and numb. I discovered out she cheated on me with a coworker for the whole month of December, till after New Year's. I discovered call records on my mobile phone bill showing her conversing on the phone with him for 6+ hours, and she revealed to me that they kissed. I pushed the person, and that's exactly what he said. He seemed to be terrified of me, so that may be the case. She said she was alone and lonely despite the fact that I saw her virtually every day and that I had been a shell of my former self for 8 months. I also didn't tell her anything was wrong until it was quite serious. She is completely correct. If I hadn't been sad, I know she would never have cheated. I won't go into detail, so just take my word for it. She is also very wrong for cheating, and there is no excuse for it. There's a lot more to the tale, but just on that, what would you do? Perhaps I'm just ranting, but I'm also seeking for solutions. I've been shutting her down for the last 5 weeks, and I've talked to her cruelly and verbally assaulted her several times for what she did. I'm ashamed of myself for doing so. I've begun dating a new lady, and I'm missing my ex terribly. So I'm going to my ex's tonight to either take her back or to discontinue our contact for good. She was eager to jump off of an aircraft for me for the previous 5 weeks, but she suddenly seemed apprehensive. My objective is to see whether she's prepared to work things out on my terms. If she is, I'm considering ditching the new girl for her. If she displays any hesitation, I'm going to leave. Honestly, I miss her terribly, and I still lack feeling, so I'm not sure where I stand with the new female. I simply miss my ex and wish she hadn't done it. And I wish I hadn't been miserable. I adore her and her kid, and I do not want this to happen again. Please accept my apologies if I have confused you. I have a nursing school test tomorrow, and my mind is racing with this conversation with her tonight. Edit, I spent 45 minutes at her residence. It's all over now, and I've gotten the closure I needed. It went just how I expected. She's perplexed and saddened by my actions of bringing another lady out for Valentine's Day and insulting her. Those are real sentiments she feels. But she wasn't sure whether she wanted to continue for those and other reasons. That was all I needed to know. This is the end of the road for me, and I'm finally at peace. Thank you to everyone who took the time to reply. I'm not sure where I'd be without the folks of Reddit. Edit 2, she texted me this morning to wish me luck on my test. I also have another exam tomorrow, she says, before adding, maybe we can chat more later, but I know you have a test tomorrow, so let me know. I'd like to, if you don't mind. I'm not sure what else to speak about. Story 2. Emotional affairs in 11 steps. I've lately had a lot of discussions about a remark I made seeking a link to it, so I've made it a post for ease of reference. Please accept my apologies to those who have already read it. Other people have seen this and stated that it is a triggering read since it accurately describes their scenario in abstract form. Just in case anybody has any doubts about how dangerous EA's, emotional affairs, may be, never undervalue the impact an EA can have on a relationship. Even the most physical of situations have an element of EA. They can only be stopped if they are caught early, which puts the betrayed partner at risk of being accused of being controlling and possessive. Wait. I'm not allowed to have my own friends? It is characterized by secrecy and detachment. Essentially, the wayward travels outside the partnership to meet their emotional needs. And over time, the emotional affair partner replaces the betrayed partner as their main confidant. The harm is caused by the emotional affair partner's ability to look inside the marriage in minute detail, but the BP has no clue what is going on in the EA and cannot compete on a level playing field. When a snake peers at a nest of chicks, It isn't thinking about how adorable the chicks are. The EA has an impact on the foundation of the relationship, the shared history, which serves as the glue that binds a couple together through tough times. This is distinct from a physical affair, which has an immediate impact. Shirley Glass's Not Just Friends is a must-read. Some people consider an emotional affair to be a physical affair that hasn't yet become physical. EAs go through the following stages. 1. The wayward perceives problems/issues in their relationship, whether genuine, imagined, or just a way of life, and entertains the concept of an affair as an escape. Communication with a betrayed partner is often focused on day-to-day responsibilities. There may be some passing love discourse, but it is just on the surface, with no actual emotion behind it. It seems to be a difficult patch, but the future wayward is checking out sufficiently to give oneself enough disconnect to cheat. Conversations may revolve around establishing a new activity, particularly fitness, reuniting with old acquaintances, or a pastime that the betrayed partner would be unable to participate in owing to physical limitations. Stuck in a rut terminology. 2. Wayward meets the affair partner of the future, and the fantasy now has a face that is interwoven into it. Communication. There is excitement. Future affair partner is described as cocky/bubbly/funny/anything notable. Perhaps there is a confession of a slight crush, acceptance that future AP is attractive or that they are turning other co-workers' heads. Betrayed partner should be aware that an influential person has entered their lives. 3. Wayward and affair partner become friends, but that's all they are at this time. Wayward will discuss the transition from affair partner to betrayed partner. They will also be aware of other people's actions, such as Julie from the typing pool, who has a history of disasters. Nights out will be group events in which wayward and affair partner will participate but will have little contact. Communication. Everything you'd expect from a true friendship just getting started. There may, however, be an undertone of crush. 4. Things begin to take a turn for the worst. Nights out are still group events, but affair partner and wayward are the only ones in the room. Betrayed partner begins to hear less and less about Julie's mishaps and more about AP. Comparisons begin to emerge. There are references to in jokes that you wouldn't get. Wayward will begin to discuss accolades they have received. Betrayed partner may issue a gentle challenge here, but they are nothing to be concerned about. Wayward begins to use terms that they have picked up from future AP. For example, future AP refers to anything positive as living the dream. Wayward also makes extensive use of this. 5. Affair partner and wayward begin find each other for 121 activities such as lunch or a short coffee. Conversations grow more intimate when personal facts are introduced. Some SMS are exchanged outside of business hours. They're only buddies, aren't they? Friends do things like that. Communication. Excuses begin to arise, such as marital problems, a tough time, the need to chat so late because affair spouse's partner isn't available, it's medical, thus it's a 24-hour thing, and so on. They're simply excellent friends who get each other. Affair partner and wayward increase their 121 time. There are no other individuals present during their breaks, lunches, or after-work beverages. Conversations regarding the challenges in the relationship are in-depth, and no topic is off-limits. They egg each other on to make fun of their own relationships. Instead of the betrayed partner, the affair partner becomes wayward's confidant and first point of contact. Betrayed partner is no longer hearing anything about Julie, wayward is no longer aware, and affair partner is no longer referenced but will be identified if betrayed partner confronts. Texting, for example, is becoming more common and involves pictures that are becoming more. Communication. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Denial, avoidance, and deflection. At this stage, the wayward may not even realize they are doing anything wrong. It's simply a great pleasant relationship with a beautiful person, not an affair. Betrayed is overreacting? 7. The wayward begins to hide what is going on. They are aware that something is wrong, but it cannot be cheating, can it? They haven't even kissed yet, but it would be lovely if they did. The wayward feels compelled to safeguard the emotional affair at all costs. Even if it involves deceiving the betrayed partner. Communication, lies, deceptions, gaslighting, and all the other really bad things. Anger. Darvo goes above and above. 8. Because betrayed partner is no longer the confidant, they lose track of what's going on in wayward's life. They have discussed resolution with affair partner and will not need to do so again when they return home. This pattern is repeated until betrayed partner and wayward are strangers in their own houses. At this stage, emotional growth is frozen, and the longer it continues, the more harm happens. I love you but I'm not in love with you, says the speaker. Statements concerning marrying/having a family too young/quickly, essentially questions about whether the relationship was ever on solid ground or was ever any good. Will not be enticed to make long-term plans, such as vacations. 9. As a result of the emotional distance and the affair partner's major source of ideas, WP begins rewriting history. It was never a decent relationship, blah blah. This is supported by the fact that the love languages are stronger with affair partners since they are aware of what is going on in Wayward's life.
E.g., giving a gift. A betrayed husband understands that women like flowers and chocolates.
He purchases them. Affair partner is aware that wayward wife is a fan of a certain author and obtains a first edition autographed copy of the books she is missing. Betrayed husband has never heard wayward wife mention this author and would have no idea which book to purchase if he did. The betrayed husband may notice the present, but the wayward wife will minimize its importance. It was a group gift from the work team that they purchased on the spur of the moment following a conversation over the water cooler. 10. With all barriers erased, a complete understanding of each other's needs, having shared nudes and spoken in detail what each other likes during, and being in frequent 121 scenarios, all it takes now is a look or a touch of the leg and it becomes physical. 11. When this is revealed, reconciliation becomes very unlikely. It will never be admitted. The wayward has given themselves completely to the affair partner in every manner conceivable. Because of the harm done throughout stages 5 to 9, their opinion of betrayed partner is so warped that wayward wouldn't even want betrayed partner as a backup. They go about telling others falsehoods, although it's what they've been indoctrinated to think is the truth, to family, friends, and so on. They may try reconciliation, but it will be false or will need significant deprogramming to remove the wayward's warped viewpoints.